Hello dears, and welcome back to the latest Benidorm news update. Today we have very strange, very useful and shocking even, I would say, news from the loveliest city of Benidorm in Costa Blanca in Spain. What's going on right now when the main festivities are over? A nightmare of rentals in Benidorm town. A giant operation from the local police that intervened more than 2,000 illegal toys in Rincon de Loix, followed by the weather forecast. Let's go. First of all, let's talk about the tourism update. What's going on right now? As you all know, as you all could have seen probably, and if not, check it out. We do feel that our latest video was published way earlier than our subscribers are active on YouTube. Thus, many of you probably didn't see that video. If you did not, check it out if you're interested in it. This was the last celebration of winter in Benidorm, which was the Three Kings Parade. This is like the end, the cherry on top of the cake of all the winter celebrations of the Christmas fair, the Christmas Day, the Boxing Day, the Christmas Eve, the New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, etc., etc. Well, this is like the end celebration for all of it. Starting from now, we do not have any massive celebrations happening up until the end of January, which is when we will have the Benidorm Fest, which is the Eurovision pre-selection contest that is celebrated for fourth time in a row, I think, since after pandemics, basically, here in Benidorm town. The Eurovision pre-selection usually has three phases: the first semi-finale, second one, and then the grand finale, and it's all retransmitted. There is screens right by the techno hit in Benidorm, by the triangular square. There's a lot of people around, and it's just a massive conglomeration of people in the city. A lot of younger generations are also here. It's just like a perfect timing to discover Benidorm. And those who say that Benidorm is for only pensioners, just wait and see what's going to be happening at the end of January. When the Benidorm Fest is celebrated, there's also the Tapas Fest. This is like a tradition already. Many of the bars and restaurants that are like a part of a celebration that register themselves, they produce and create themed tapas options that do have names somehow related with the Benidorm Fest. And then we choose the best tapa, and we'll see which one will win this year. There is not going to be any massive giant celebrations so far. From then onwards, we will have a few weeks of calm, quiet holidays of a kind when we will be able to recover slightly right before the new summer season will hit us quite hard, because we've had a record amount of occupancy the previous year already, 2024, and this year, even with all the protests, with everything that was going on with price rise, hotels are really booked for this year, 2025, for specific dates already. There's even no single spot available, or there is a minimum amount of night established to avoid one night or 2 nights bookings. Let us know if you've booked your holidays already for this year, 2025. And now let's continue with the second news. The second news is about the authentic nightmare rentals in Benidorm town. As you all know, renting is difficult. It's getting more and more difficult each and every single month, even not a year, a month. And sometimes you get into authentic nightmare that you don't know how to get out of there. And this is what happened in Benidorm town. This person was already arrested, but this was an owner of a property who was renting the apartment by rooms, which is more and more common each and every single day, because renting a whole entire apartment for one person, it's impossible with the salary that people have here in Spain, like even the average salary. And this was an apartment for 2 ladies and 1 gentleman. And one of these ladies, she signed the contract for 300 euros a month for a room in this apartment. Once the contract was signed, she established herself inside of the apartment, and whenever she went out, or at one of the days, whenever she wanted to get in the apartment and in her room, she was stopped and she was asked to pay for her rental with body services, if you know what I mean. Whenever she denied that, Obviously, she went away, she left her belongings. Whenever she came back to pick her belongings up, I suppose to leave the apartment, she was assaulted by the person. She was hit. It was like an aggression. Obviously, that person is now arrested and is facing criminal charges. But this is how it shows you that you need to be really, really careful whenever you rent a property here. If it's a vacation rental, it's fine because a lot of the times you don't even see the property owner. You just go put a code on the door, or you pick up the key from any kind of lock, like automatic one with a code, and that's it. And you leave the key afterwards in the apartment or in the same key box. That's how it works. But if it's a longer term stay, usually you have to deal with the agent or with the property owner, and that is when the issues might occur. So be very, very careful if you do that. If you need a long-term rental, you can contact us without any kind of problem at all. You know that we have a migration consulting company here in Benidorm area, and we are able to help you out to find a nice property so that you wouldn't have any kind of issues like these ones, like this lady had here in the area. Mostly it's for people who are from outside of Spain or from other cities, those who are not native to this region. That is when the issue happens, because they know they don't have anyone else here in the area that can defend them. Very, very sad story, but nowadays you need to be careful with all the decisions that you make, even regarding your rentals. Let's go with the last news for today, and it is about a giant intervention that the local police has made just a couple of days ago, right before the Three Kings Day, when children receive toys as presents. Here in Spain, people celebrate both Christmas and Three Kings Day, and for some families the preference is for the Three Kings Day, and that is when the children receive the biggest amount of gifts. Or on Christmas, it's one or the other way around, or even both. If you don't, if spending money is not an issue for you and you love to spoil your kids. No, there's a little bit of everything in the world, right? So, right a day or two before the Three Kings Day, the local police has intervened a big business in Rincon de Loix, where they've taken around 2,000 irregular toys. Irregular, it's meant whenever they are not exactly how they should be. Maybe the paperwork is not an issue, but the quality of these toys definitely is. The main issues and concerns on why these things were taken away from that establishment and that business were primarily the instruction. There was no instruction whatsoever on what the toy actually is, on how to use it. For example, there were pieces or like the borders of the toy that were really, really sharp and could cut the children or the adult, whoever is using it. There is also things that were assembled incorrectly or not totally, and the small tiny pieces were just like, they're just out there, and you could easily just break it, or it could easily fall off, which means that if a small child is taking it and is playing with it, small children bring everything to the mouth, so there was a danger of actually, if he takes it inside, if he inhales it and it's stuck somewhere in the throat, that's a huge issue of safety for that child. And amongst with other things, different types of materials that should not be used, poor quality, no indications of materials in Spanish whatsoever, mostly in Chinese. So these are like Chinese bazaars mostly that have these types of toys. I remember years ago someone did put us a comment here on the channel saying that you need to be careful, or on the vlogs channel that we have in Spanish, that you need to be careful with costumes that you purchase for children in the Chinese bazaars, because a lot of them are like plastic and they're highly inflammable. And that is actually true. So whenever you purchase, it doesn't mean you cannot purchase toys in the Chinese bazaars. Obviously, they're way cheaper, and a lot of them are imitations of proper, like big quality brands. You can do so, but you need to take care. You need to check what you are actually purchasing. You need to check the toy yourself. So if you see that it might be a dangerous hazard or there's something not right with it, obviously it's better to invest slightly more. There's a lot of toy shops around the area. There's Juguetilandia, there's Don Dino in Benidorm too, there's Toys R Us, and then there's teeny tiny small shops and small businesses that do offer these types of toys too. But 2,000 toys that were not meeting requirements in one single establishment, that is a lot to take whenever it is about children and their safety. So if you're here on holidays, check it before you purchase it to avoid unnecessary issues and health problems afterwards. And now let's have a short walk towards the beach of Albir, which is where we are right now, a little touristic village situated just a couple of kilometers from Benidorm town. We have a lot of videos about it. So if you click, for example, here, you'll get to see all these videos existing on our channel and discover it slightly more. Trust me, it is worth it. And if you want to get to know slightly more about the weather for the upcoming week, then keep watching. The weather is absolutely lovely today. It's cloudy in most parts of Spain though, but here on the Mediterranean region, it's sunny and very, very lovely to be outside. Looks like a perfect day, doesn't it? Even though it's first half of January. There will be some clouds and not much more than that throughout this entire week. Although there's gonna be storms and rain in other parts of Spain, but we're really, really lucky out here. As for the temperatures, today we will have a maximum of 17 degrees on the sunshine, though it might feel like it's slightly more, but that's only on midday. Morning and evening times, obviously, it's not as cozy as it could be. Towards this weekend, however, temperatures will rise and we might be able to reach around 21 to 23 degrees. What a glory! These were the latest Benidorm news update. We wish you an incredible day and we'll see you in a new video here on the channel tomorrow. As usual, don't forget to subscribe to support our channel and help us reach the 20,000 subscribers in our YouTube family. We would really, really appreciate it. And share our videos with those who might be interested in sunny Benidorm, Costa Blanca, and Spain. Bye, teas!